Flavius Maximus, Private Roman I, license number MMMMCLXXXVIII. Also comes in handy as an eye chart. I'm here to tell you about the Julius Caesar paper. It all began during the Ides of March. I had just nailed Spartacus the gladiator. He had a crooked line and kept taking a dive. Anyhow, I was just beginning to rest on my laurels when he burst into my office.
You, Flavius Maximus, Private Roman I. Just a minute. Are we alone?
Yes, we're alone.
Are you sure we're alone?
Yes, I'm sure we're alone.
Then who's that standing beside you?
That's you.
I know, but can I be trusted?
I can see this was no ordinary man. This guy was a nut. All right, what's on your mind?
Flavius Maximus, a terrible thing has just happened. It's the greatest crime in the history of Rome. Julius Caesar has been murdered.
Oh no! Julius Caesar murdered!
Sherlock Holmes,
Hercule Poirot,
Nancy Drew.
These are all famous detectives of our modern era.
But who solved the crimes in the
Ancient times.
in
Rinse the blood off my toga.
by Johnny Wayne and Frank Schuster?
Flavius Maximus, Private Roman I, is hired by
Brutus.
to solve the greatest crime of the century. Who murdered Julius Caesar? I couldn't believe my ears. Big Julie was dead.
Yes, it happened just a few hours ago. Happened in the Senate. He was stabbed.
Stabbed in the Senate?
No, not in the Senate. They got him right in the rotunda.
Oh, that's a famous spot. I got a splinter there once.
Boy, I tell you, all of Rome is in an uproar. I came to you because you are the top private eye in Rome.
You've got to find the killer. What do you say, Flavius? Will you take the case?
Just a minute, Pally. I'd like to know just who I'm working for.
I'm a senator. I was Caesar's best friend. The name's Brutus.
Brutus, eh? All right, Brutus, you've got yourself a boy. I'll take the case. We stepped outside, flogged a passing chariot, and made our way down the Via Appia. The streets were crowded with all the usuals. Slaves, senators, tutors, patricians, and little men who step out of the doorways to sell you postcards from Gaul. Before long, we made our way to the Senate.
This is where it happened. This is where Big Julie was murdered.
Yeah, where's the corpus delicti?
The what?
Corpus delicti, corpus delicti. What's the matter? You don't understand plain Latin when you hear it?
Oh, you mean the stick.
Yeah.
He's lying right over there.
Would you look at that? 8 daggers in him. All right. Who are those men over there?
That's Publius, Casca, and there's Trebonius.
Who do you think is the likeliest suspect?
That fella standing right there.
Wait a minute. That's you.
I know, but how do you know that I can be trusted?
I could see I was dealing with no ordinary case. This was a mental case. All right, who's the dame?
That's Calpurnia, Caesar's wife.
Yeah, well, she's a suspect too. Pardon me, Mrs. Caesar.
Yes?
Name's Flavius Maximus, Private Roman I. I'd like to ask you a few questions. What do you know about this?
Well, I told him, Julie, don't go, Julie. It's the Ides of March, beware.
Now, Mrs. Caesar, I'd really like to know.
If I've told him once, I've told him 1,000 times! Julie, don't go! It's the Ides of March! Beware!
Centurion, would you please take Mrs. Caesar home?
I told him, Julie, don't go.
I don't blame him for going. There's not an angle anywhere, not a clue.
Look, there's somebody behind that pillar.
Well, I'll go get him.
Ow. Stop.
All right, Buster, what are you doing here?
What do you expect me to be doing? Why shouldn't I be here? I'm Mark Antony.
Mark Antony?
Yeah, I just made a speech over the body of Caesar. Dude, I said friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears.
Yeah, and what do you got in the sack?
Ears.
Oh, get out of here!
Hey, wait a minute. Don't you want to know who knocked off Julius Caesar?
Yeah, do you know who did it? Out with it. What was his name?
Yeah,
and a sack full of ears. All right. Don't get your toga in a twist. Listen, I got a pal named Claudius. He runs a bar on the Via Flaminia. He should have a few answers for me.
That's the idea. Get out among the people. Ask questions. Claudius Bar and Grill is a hangout.
That's my shtick. Where I get all the answers. It's just a small place with a few tables and a guy in the corner playing a cool, crude reed pipe.
Hey, Flavius, what will you have?
How about a martini nuts?
Don't you mean a martini?
If I wanted to, I'd ask for it. Could I have a bite to eat?
Sure thing. What will you have?
How about some pizza?
Don't you mean pizza?
If I wanted more than one, I'd say so. Suddenly, a regular guy, Regulus by Bendis, walked in.
Care for a drink?
No! Wasn't expecting that. All right, back to the case at hand. Do you know anything about this Julius Caesar kill?
Try that dame over there.
All right, sister, start talking.
Well, I told him, Julie, don't go.
Get out of here.
Hey, Flavius. I think I know the guy you're looking for.
You mean Mr. Big?
Yeah. His name is...
I'll write that down. Oh, man.
Oh,
Claudius? Claudius? I'd never get any more information out of him. He was dead. This was shaping up bigger than I thought. Suddenly, I looked up and there was Brutus.
hiya, Flavius.
What are you doing here?
I was looking for you. Hey, that's a funny place to carry a dagger. In his back.
No. He's dead. He was stabbed through the portico.
Oh, that's even worse than the rotunda. Hey, Flavius, I was just wondering, do you have any answers? Who killed Julius Caesar?
I started to think, and slowly the pieces fell into place. Brutus was the only man around when all those guys got killed. Caesar? Antony? The bartender? Brutus was always there. I put 2 and 2 together and it came out IV. It was time to make my move.
Well, have you come up with any answers? Who killed Julius Caesar?
Only one man could have done it.
Yeah. Who?
Let's not play games, Brutus. Or should I say, Mr. Big?
What are you getting at?
If the sandal fits, wear it. You knocked off Big Julie.
You're out of your head. I hired you to find the killer.
Pretty smart, but not smart enough. Now, are you gonna talk, or do I need to call in a couple of centurions to lean on you?
All right, I admit it. I knocked off Big Julie, and I'd do it again.
That's all I needed to know. I'm taking you down.
Don't move unless you want a dagger in the toga. I'm getting out of here, and don't try to stop me.
He had the drop on me, but I knew where he was headed. The scene of the crime, the Senate. I'm taking the chariot. 15 minutes later, I pulled up in my chariot. Centurion, hand me that ram's horn. All right, Brutus. This is Flavius Maximus. I know you're in there. Come on out.
Come and get me.
Get smart, Brutus. We've got the Senate surrounded by a stakeout. Throw down your sword and come on out.
Come and get me.
All right, you asked for it.
All right, you got me, but I'll be back.
No, you won't.
Ow!
I'll be back.
Just remember, all roads lead to Rome.
Hey, what was that?
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
Well, you can't have it.
Oh, get out of here. Take him, boys. Now, listen, I got a date with a dame. All right, baby, you sure your husband won't mind?
Well, frankly, I I don't care. If I've told him once, I've told him 1,000 times. Don't go, Julie. Don't go.
Carnivals, a small Midwestern town staple. Harmless, right? Well, I hate to break the news to you, but carnivals aren't as harmless as we've been led to believe. Merriam-Webster's defines a carnival as a traveling enterprise offering amusements, or as an organized program of entertainment or exhibition. Synonyms include festival, gala, and fair. Some examples of carnivals include the Platte County Fair, Coney Island, and the Nebraska State Fair. Now that definition makes carnivals sound like they're all sunshine and rainbows. But that kind of representation is dishonest and deceitful. The Greater Fremont Development Council estimates that over 1 million people attend carnivals in Nebraska. That's around half the population of Nebraska, which is being given opportunities to have a negative experience. Today, we will explore why carnivals are harmful events by first buying our ticket to the dark past of carnivals, then wandering through the booths of carnivals' current perilous practices, before finally reaching the top of the Ferris wheel and marveling at some ways in which carnivals could be improved. First, let's buy our ticket to the dark past of carnivals. Carnivals have an extraordinarily dark past, including a serious history of animal abuse and taking advantage of unique individuals. Petting zoos, which were historically a large part of carnival, are extremely cruel towards animals. In a 2019 article written by Rachel Barrington from the Animal Place Conservation Center, she states that petting zoo animals are kept in captivity, not allowed to behave naturally, and may even be killed as soon as their cuteness factor goes down. In addition, many animals die just due to lack of proper care. In 2023, Israel Ham published an article stating that petting zoo rabbits typically die within 6 months of capture due to incorrect treatment and stress. Animals have been exploited and abused throughout history, and through petting zoos, carnivals have played a significant part in continuing the cycle of abuse. In addition to attractions that were cruel to animals, carnivals also had attractions that were cruel to humans. Sideshow attractions that feature people whom society has deemed as freaks have been a carnival staple throughout the ages. These sideshows were often extremely racist, ableist, and sexist. In a paper written by Helena Bacon from the Aarhus University in Denmark, she states that events like American Carnival have historically been used to consolidate identity, race, and social position. For example, one of the more popular sideshow games was called African Dodger. It consisted of patrons throwing objects at an African American person, with the goal being to hit their head. Some variations of this game even included African American children and infants as victims. An article published by the History Channel in October of 2019 describes a lesser-known sideshow attraction that was present in Coney Island from 1903 to 1943. Premature babies in incubators. This attraction helped perpetuate the idea that people who are different from the standard are freaks. These infants were shown off like strange creatures in a zoo, whose only worth was the admission price paid to see them. Some sideshow performers managed to keep their rights, but many were abused physically, mentally, and verbally throughout their time working at these shows.
foster an environment which creates unhealthy behaviors around food. In order to win a food eating contest, participants must eat around 20,000 calories in a short period of time. Individuals who participate in food eating contests have to train year-round, meaning they are consistently overeating and are at risk for negative health conditions. Major League Eating sanctions around 70 food eating contests each year. Around 50 people compete in each of these contests. That means that around 3,500 people participate in official food eating contests each year. In an article published by the Cleveland Clinic in February of 2023, they state there are many negative effects of constant overeating, such as excessive weight gain, heartburn, tiredness, and hormone imbalance. Constant overeating can also contribute to the development of chronic conditions. Food eating contests foster an environment which creates eating disorders, and these competitions even encourage them. Even if carnival attendees don't participate in food eating contests, there are plenty of unhealthy foods available for them to purchase, such as deep fried butter and deep fried Twinkies. Carnivals also target their patrons' wallets with extremely high prices. In 2023, admission to the Platte County Fair cost between $30 and $35. At a glance, that admission price seems small, but when you compare it to the cost of admission to another entertainment activity, which is almost universally considered to be expensive, your view might just change. In an article published by the New York Times in March of 2023, they state that the average cost of a movie ticket is around $11.75. That's less than half the average cost of attending the Platte County Fair. Carnivals are marketed as an inexpensive way to entertain individuals, but they charge more than double what the premium option costs. It's finally time for the main event. Let's reach the top of the Ferris wheel and marvel at some ways in which carnivals could be improved. Carnivals have a dark past and shady present. This doesn't mean that carnivals should just be discarded, though. Carnivals have the opportunity to have a positive impact, considering that over 1 million people attend carnivals just in Nebraska alone. In order to create this positive impact, there are many ways in which carnivals could be improved. Petting zoos should be transformed to look more like wildlife conservatories, as Rachel Barrington describes the negatives of petting zoos. Some animal rights groups, such as the National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, have even gone so far as to speak against petting zoos. If carnivals really want to give people animal interaction, a paper written by Mark James Learmonth describes some things should be considered before forcing animal-human interaction. For petting zoos, this might look like providing animals with natural opportunities for human interaction. Sideshows should also be transformed. The current sideshow at Coney Island is for showcasing unique talents, unlike their dark historical past. People deserve to be lifted up, not torn down, being different from the norm. The carnival games that are surprisingly similar to gambling should be limited to adult participation only. And these games should be marketed as gambling, since according to the Journal of Behavioral Health, people respond to these games in the same way that they respond to gambling in a casino. Food eating contests should be entirely removed. The negative effects of overeating, stated by the Cleveland Clinic, are so strong that all food eating contests should be removed from carnival. If carnivals are to be fun and ethical, they must make some adjustments. The previously stated changes would make carnivals more ethical without truly changing the atmosphere of carnival. Carnivals can be improved upon or changed in many ways to make them a safer environment. But the carnival industry must listen to the cries of the public to let them know the issues they must address in order to improve. In conclusion, carnivals are dangerous events with a dark past and current harmful practices. Historically, carnivals were infamous for their mistreatment of animals and contribution to social divisions by emphasizing and highlighting the differences among individuals. Currently, carnivals take place in harmful practices, such as gambling games that are marketed towards children, food eating contests that foster the growth of eating disorders, and prices that are
Fear gripped me tightly, twisting my insides into knots. What would I find when I reached her bedside? We all share a common theme in our lives. We are scared. From the monsters under our bed to the math test I didn't study for, and being an adult providing for a family. We are constantly scared and scared of the unknown. In poems Mom's Last Heartbeat by Margaret Wilson, From Fear to Freedom by an unknown writer, and What Was I Scared Of by Dr. Seuss, we see that when we overcome fear, the unknown isn't all that bad. Scared, a poetry program where we learn that being scared doesn't need to be all that scary. I wasn't scared, but then they moved. They started jumping, and then my heart, I must admit, it started thumping, so I got out. I got out fast as I could go, sir. I wasn't scared, but pants like that, I did not care for. No, sir. Approaching her bedside, I reached out and took her hand in mine. It felt cold and delicate, a stark contrast to the warmth and strength it had always held. I could feel the faint pulse of her heartbeat beneath my fingers, like a distant echo in the silence of the room. The questions swirled around in Emily's mind, each one fueling her growing sense of unease. She longed for the comfort of her familiar high school routine, but now, as she stood on the precipice of adulthood, everything felt uncertain and unknown. And the next night, I was fishing for dock trout on Ruhr River. When those pants came rowing toward me, well, I started to shiver. And by now, I was so frightened, I ran and found a prickle bush. I hid myself away. I stayed all night. The next night, too. I'd be there, still no doubt. But I had to do an errand. So the next night, I went out. Each beat seems to carry a weight of its own, a reminder of the preciousness of life and the fleeting nature of time. It was a rhythm I had known all my life, a constant presence that had guided me through both joy and sorrow. I had to do an errand, had to pick a peck of snide in a dark and gloomy snide field that was almost 9 miles wide. I said, I do not fear those pants with nobody inside. I said and said and said those words, I said them. But I lied them. As she folded her clothes and packed her bags, Emily couldn't help but feel sadness at the thought of leaving her family behind. They had always been her rock, her source of strength and support. And the idea of venturing out into the world without them was terrifying. Her heartbeat was growing weaker with each passing moment, like a candle flickering in the wind. I held her hand tighter as tears welled up in my eyes, trying to etch this moment into my memory forever. The room seemed to blur around me as I whispered words of love and gratitude, knowing that these might be our last moments together. Then I reached inside the snide bush, and the next thing that I knew, I felt my hand touch someone. And I'll bet that you know who. And there I was, caught in the snide, and in that dreadful place, those spooky empty pants and I were standing face to face. But deep down, Emily knew she had to face her fears head on. College was her chance to spread her wings and discover who she truly was, to chase her dreams and carve out her own path in the world. And even though the journey ahead seemed daunting, Emily would embrace it with courage. I yelled for help. Oh, save me from those pale green pants with nobody inside. Each beat grew fainter and fainter, like the fading echo of a distant melody. I held my breath, willing her to hold on. But deep down, I knew this was goodbye. With the rest of her strength, she put her hand on mine and said, "Don't be scared, honey. I love you." I closed my eyes and let the tears fall. With her bags packed and her heart heavy with anticipation, Emily took one last look around her room before heading out the door. And though the road ahead was uncertain, Emily knew that no matter what challenges awaited her, she would face them with bravery and resilience. But then, a strange thing happened. Why, those pants began to cry. Those pants began to tremble. They were just as scared as I. I had never heard such whimpering, and I began to see that I was just as strange to them as they were strange to me. But even as her physical presence faded away, I knew that her love would always remain. In every beat of my own heart, she would guiding light in the darkness, a reminder of the strength and resilience that have always defined her. And as she stepped out into this bright sunshine of a new day, Emily felt a spark of excitement ignite within her. College was waiting, and she was ready to dive in head first, eager to start on the adventure of a lifetime. And so, I sat by her bedside, listening to the echo of her final heartbeat. I made a promise to carry her with me always, to cherish her memory and honor her legacy in every step that I took. For even in death, her love would endure, a beacon of hope in the darkest of nights. So I put my arm around their waist and sat right down beside them. I calmed them down, poor empty pants, with nobody inside them.
I remember my 8th grade FCS class, or for you who don't know, Family Consumer Sciences class. It's where a bunch of 8th graders get together in a sweaty classroom at this day very humid classroom to make foods. This time we were making bread. And my group was kind of strange because we added powdered sugar, not flour, to our bread. So as you might know, this bread might not have gone as we expected it to because it did not rise. But you know what will rise and who will rise? John Thune. And it is connected to our question today. Who will fill the leadership vacuum with Mitch McConnell stepping down? I say Senator John Thune will fill this vacuum. As we will look into who is Senator John Thune, what makes him qualified to fill the role? And does he need the job, or does the job need him? So, in his biography from ThuneSenate.gov, he says his interest in politics was sparked at a young age after he scored 5 out of the 6 of his free throws in a basketball game. This was a high school basketball game of a future, but for him it wasn't so. And as a freshman in high school, looking back at 8th grade, I could see that a lot of my students in my class could not even make a layup. I was one of those students, but that is not the point. So he might not have been the first in basketball, but BBC says that he is second in command under Mitch McConnell, making him, says Vanity Fair, The Hill, and Washington Post, minority whip, which minority whips are, says the U.S. Senate, people who mainly are responsible for counting heads and rounding up the members of the party for quorum calls and quotes, making him a better rep than the ones in his games. So, what makes him qualified to fill the role? Senator John Thune.gov says that in 2004, he made history by defeating Tom Daschle. This was the first time that has happened in 52 years. That is a very long time for a senator or a person in the House to be ahead of the House. This is a crazy feat, and it is a lot like beating my mother in a very famous game, Wingspan, which she is a pro at. After his college years, he became a lobbyist, says CNN, and he worked as a consultant in Washington, D.C. A lobbyist is someone who knows how to communicate. Leaders need to be good about communication. And being a lobbyist also means being informed with rights, clean energy, housing, and development. And so this would make him a great leader as his past can come in handy with communication and leadership. So does he need the job, or does the job need him? The Washington Post says that if he doesn't get the job, he can just become a more prominent person in his party. If that wasn't enough of a tongue twister, I can tell you this. BBC says that he is an effective fundraiser, and he can fundraise more. This will make him even more prominent in his party, meaning that he might not need the job, but the job might need him. Because at this point, he is 63 years old, says the Hill. He does not need the job. But for the sake of this question, we will say that the job needs him. And as the job requires strong communication, good listening skills, and someone with knowledge, he fits all of this criteria, which means that he does not need the job needs him. So, who will fill the leadership vacuum with Mitch McConnell stepping down? I say that Senator John Thune will fill this vacuum. As we looked into who is John Thune, what makes him qualified to fill the role, and does he need the job or does the job need him? So, in the end, our bread didn't rise at all. It fell. But unlike that bread, we can find that John Thune will rise up, because second isn't cutting it anymore.
Oh my gosh. I am totally bugging. How could I have not shared my life with you until now? I'm Cher Horowitz, a high school student in Beverly Hills, which is like the epicenter of the fashion universe. Daddy's a litigator. Those are the scary kinds of lawyers. Anywho, you're probably thinking, is this like a Noxima commercial or what? But seriously, I actually have a way normal life for a teenage girl. I mean, I get up, brush my hair, pick out my school clothes. Daddy says I am this close to having a complete wardrobe malfunction if I don't learn to clean up my closet. But, as if. Dion and I were named after famous singers of the past who now do infomercials. She's my bestie and has been since we were little. She's my partner in fashion, helping me brave the wilds of the fashion jungle. And this semester, it's been like a total Betty. I realized I could do some good in the world. You see, it all started when I looked around and thought, we should spread the love. And then it hit me. Why not play makeover? And speaking of makeovers, let me tell you about this Cray Project tie. Now that's a story worth gossiping over. Meet Cher, a totally normal teenage girl living in Beverly Hills. Watch as she learns how she can navigate life using her talents and skills for the benefit of others in Clueless by Amy Heckerling. Okay, so Ty is the full-on Monet I met this year. From far away, it's okay, but up close, it's a big ol' mess. Imagine my surprise when Dion and I were charged with showing the new girl around. And there she was, a fashion victim just waiting for an overhaul. Like the freshest raw material any artist could dream of. And this artist, yours truly, decided on a makeover masterpiece, a coup de grace of high school transformations. Her clothes were all wrong, and the vibe she gave off screamed Clueless. But no worries, because with a good hairbrush and some Dr. Seuss-style attitude adjustment, we could totally turn her into a Grady Kardashian. So there I was, standing with Ty in front of the sacred altar. That's the full length mirror, of course. And instructing her, lesson number 1, we need to get you some popularity pronto. Trust me, Ty. By the time we're through, you'll look like you sit on one of those music videos. You may say I'm self-serving or superficial, but wasn't it Einstein who said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over expecting different results? I, Cher Horowitz, was doing a totally different thing. Plus, Ty's transformation was for a noble cause. Hello, a guaranteed spot on the high school social ladder. What could go wrong? But let me tell you, this story doesn't end with just a simple before and after. Stay with me, because, spoiler alert, things were to get deliciously complicated. So there I am, the Michelangelo makeovers, ready to turn Ty, the unsteady statue, into a modern work of art. And believe me, the girl had potential tucked under that grungy flannel. Here's the 4-on-1 Ty. Foundation is your friend. First you start with the blank canvas, blend it like Monet, and then, oh my gosh, don't forget the lip liner. Major beauty violation without it. You see, Ty, in a world full of Alva High School girls, your makeup is your armor and your outfit is your flag. It shows exactly who you are and what you stand for. And just like that, Ty began to shed her old skin, out with the oversized tees and baggy jeans and in with the cute A-line skirts and form-flattering tops. I paraded her down the halls, head held high. Sometimes I wonder if I'm just too good at this. Just another successful project in the books. But my joy would soon be short-lived. You see, unexpected drama. Wasn't it all too perfect? High school's very own Cinderella story? But every fairy tale has its trials, and mine was about to begin. Because when you're dishing out popularity makeovers, sometimes you can serve yourself a little bit more than you can chew. So while Ty's stock was on a skyward climb, mine was about to take a bit of a tumble. Picture it, the DMV, the dreaded rite of passage into adulthood. I'm already on edge because Ty said she likes Travis, who would like totally ruin her popularity I worked so hard for her to get. She'd be perfect with Elton though. He's cute, popular, conveniently single. It's great. I don't even understand why she likes Travis. He's not even, anyway, I digress. So there I am, with the fate of my freedom resting in the hands of a man whose expression looks like he's perpetually smelling spoiled milk. I do a mirror check. Very thorough, I might add. But then, catastrophe strikes. An unplanned execution of a minor automotive maneuver. Everything was fine until he was like, Miss Horowitz, what are you doing? And then I was like, making a U-turn, completely legal in the residential zone. And then he was like, not when you're impending oncoming traffic. And then I was like, as if they couldn't just go around. But no, they couldn't just go around. Instead, I almost caused the great Beverly Hills pilot of the 90s. I'm totally bugging. How could I navigate love or friendship if I can't navigate the freeway? But it was like the universe screaming at me. Or maybe just the instructor's heavy sighs for a wake-up call. Being perfect isn't about acing tests or flawless U-turns. Someone smart once said that to find the right direction, sometimes you just stop, look in the rearview mirror, and realize you've been going the wrong way. Ty likes Elton now because of me, but I never realized he was such a jerk though. He tried to make a move on me, and then I was like, ugh, as if. But let me tell you, this story doesn't end with just a simple before and after. Stay with me. So here we go. See, I've also been looking beyond Beverly Hills, beyond Rodeo Drive. There are bigger wardrobes to fill, like helping Daddy with his cases and rallying the troops for Pismo Beach disaster relief. Did you know they needed more than just stuff? They needed time. They needed love. I found out you can do good if you just do something, and it felt really great. Like even better than finding the perfect pair of Mary Janes on sale or giving the new girl a makeover. So, as I move on from the highs and the lows of the high school social ladder, I want to be better, like for reals. Not just a social butterfly, but a do-gooder. I want to matter. I want to... No, scratch that. I will matter. I will make a difference in somebody's life, big or small. So, what's the moral of this makeover story turn life lesson? Well, let's just say it's okay to start clueless, as long as you're willing to learn along the way. So, this isn't really an ending at all. It's more like a fashionable, heartfelt, to be continued.
My house is for sale. For sale by owner. It's a Rambler, a really nice ranch Rambler. The basement, check it out. It's finished with heating and a man cave. It was my dream home. Anyone interested? Know of anyone who needs a house? What about you? Or you? You need a better home? Anyone? I gotta sell my house before it gets repossessed. Me, snuggling with my dog. You, snuggling with explosives and guns. Me, warm and cozy. You, cold and stressed. Me, living my life. You, hoping you don't die today. Me, sleeping soundly. You, on watch every night, risking your lives. No, not drunk, not sitting, just listen. If the dream house sells, then I would have to pay $1,800. I can't pay $1,800, and I got bills to pay. I know, we all got bills, but I need help, really need help. We recognize that veterans have suffered, but we often don't do much to aid them when they return home. According to the National Association of American Veterans, there are currently 16.5 million veterans. 11.9 million veterans have disabilities. 2.1 million have mental health issues, and around 40,000 are homeless. And often, the ones who suffer the most during their service are the ones who suffer the most back home. Through the poems, PTSD is Real by Randall West, A Veteran's Wife by historian Thank You Poems to Our Vets, arranged by the Library of Congress. Articles from the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, the National Association of American Veterans, Veterans, 17 or 44 suicides per day, and the prose, Young Veteran, Adam Emerson by Asher Wyden. A program for those who suffered so we could be free. They left 2 weeks ago, seeing her parents double-eyed and civilly. Don't know how long. My father-in-law called this morning. How could you let this happen? You are such a screw-up. No, I'm not giving you a cent. Veterans continue to struggle to gain employment because of the cultural gaps between civilian society and their military paths, along with a lack of seamless integration amongst veteran care programs. Thank you for serving America. Really need help. I gotta keep money for the twin boys. I need money for diesel to get to the Sioux Falls VA for the steroid. In the L5. Unloading trucks at Hy-Vee 20 hours a week, sucking up sewage from porta pies and hauling net another 20. They don't pay enough. No how. And I'm a staff sergeant, trained for missions in Des Moines, teaching them how to pack condoms for Florida. No pay. Nothing. Thanks, Commander-in-Chief. The joint study found that veterans with less than 3 years of service were at greatest risk of suicide. Those who are demoted during their military career take their lives at 56% higher than veterans. Each year of additional military service reduces the risk of suicide by approximately 2%. Thank you for stepping up when others can't. I came back to Iowa from the sandbox, from the kill zone. I remember nothing. Nightmares, like tattoos on the eyeballs. I know this snow's deep, but don't worry about me, just me. Brewster goes in the shed during the snowstorm last week. You know, I don't need a crew. Most of my crew is 6 feet under the frozen ground. The veteran suicide rates are about the same across gender and racial categories. However, veterans who live with a partner, such as a spouse, are nearly 40% less likely to kill themselves. Thank you for stepping up when others can't. I told her to leave me before she was dragged down. She said, getting rid of me isn't that easy. She stayed through the nights when I held her and cried. She stayed through the weeks when my spirit had died. She stayed through the months when I pushed her away. Through silence, depression, hate, anger, time, rage, she stayed and held me as I crumbled inside. She stayed by me all these years. Now I hold her each night. I share all my fears as I look in her eyes. She helped me to dream again. She helped me to fight. She never backs down and she never gives up. This veteran's wife chose to stay by my side. Each morning I see her, I feel truly blessed. I wish I could hold her and never let go. The love of my life. I can't promise you much. The good times, the bad times, beyond my control. I might show her the love in my heart. Or down. You see depression that flows without end. She might see anger. Paranoid fear. For now, I'm just happy she's even still here. Me, croissant, hot tea, you, exposure to the elements. Me, snug in my bed, you, no access to plumbing. Me, hot showers, you, bullets, bombs, me, safe from harm, you, self-sacrifice. Me, a debt I cannot pay. Thank you for keeping us safe. Tell yourself, suck it up, because you thought it'll work out. Buy that dream house, sold, and then bam, $1,800. Thank you for your service, soldier. Now pay. I got bad news for Sunbite Mortgage. I don't have $1,800. A contract is a contract. What if I can't pay? Then it's our right to repossess your home. He wears the scars of battle that have squandered all his youth. Although the war is over, I as much his dismay. The demons that still haunt him don't seem to go away. He performed his duty proudly as he served his time in hell. No, not apologizing. No, because I don't care what you think of me right now. I don't, because I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, I did what was expected, like my dad did, like my dad's dad did, like my dad's dad did. For freedom, kill what? Kill enemy in there. $1,800. No, the house won't sell by Thanksgiving? No. I should suck it up, right? Be a man. Pain is good. Suck it up. All right. You betcha. War is war is war. Outsiders just don't realize when they happen to these vets. Their memories often fill them with a ton of life's regrets. Try to keep them in your prayers so peace is what they find. So many of them can't go on, they often lose their mind. In any report from the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs offers information about PTSD surrounding veterans. Of the 6 million veterans served in the fiscal year 2021, about 10 out of every 100 men, or 10%, and 19 out of every 100 women, or 90%, were diagnosed with PTSD. Thank you for everything you do. You, bullets, bombs, me, safe from harm, you, self-sacrifice. Me, a debt I cannot pay. Thank you, U.S. military. Thank you. My house is for sale. For sale by owner. It's a Rambler. A really nice ranch Rambler. I gotta sell my
And good evening to you. Welcome to Agrabah, a city of mystery, of enchantment. This is no ordinary lamp. It once contained a magical genie of great power. That interests you. Perhaps you would like to hear the tale. It starts on a dark night, where a dark man waits with a dark purpose.
You are late.
1,000 apologies.
At last, after all my years of searching, the Cave of Wonders. Remember, bring me the lamp. The rest of the treasure is yours.
Who disturbs my slumber?
It is I, Gazim, the humble thief.
I only deem who's wise enough.
Go on.
Oh boy.
See thee out, the diamond in the rough.
I must find this one, this diamond in the rough.
And now, Abu, we feast. Here, go on. Take it. Someday, Abu, we're gonna be rich, and things are gonna change.
Jasmine, you've got to stop rejecting every suitor who comes a call. The law says you must marry a prince by your next birthday.
Believe me, Papa, I know.
But Jasmine, you're a princess.
Then maybe I don't want to be a princess anymore.
Ah, Jafar, I am in desperate need of your wisdom. It's this suitor business.
I believe I can divine a solution to your problem, but I will need the last Dragon's Eye Ruby.
But there's...
It is necessary to find the princess a suitor.
It is necessary.
Reveal me the one that can enter into the cave and bring me the lamp. Ah, the picture is clear. It is Aladdin in the marketplace. You better be able to pay for that. Hey, no one steals from my court.
Thank you, kind sir. I'm so pleased you found her. I've been looking all over for you. Just play along.
You know this girl?
Sadly, yes.
She said she knew the Sultan.
She thinks the monkey is the sultan.
Oh, wise Sultan, how may I serve you?
See, no harm done. Come on, sultan. So, this is your first time in the marketplace, huh?
Is it that obvious?
Come on, this way. This place might not be the best, but doesn't the palace look pretty amazing from here?
Oh yes, it's wonderful.
I wonder what it would be like to live there. To have servants and valets.
People telling you where to go, how to dress,
Better than here, always scraping for food and ducking the guards.
not free to make your own choices,
Sometimes you feel so
just so
trapped.
We all suffer from not fully accepting ourselves for who we are as a person.
It can be the way we act.
How we look,
Where we come from.
Or even just who we are.
Society has put this pressure on us to be a certain type of person. It just makes me feel so... Well, we can all break through this struggle.
By knowing who we are.
And staying true to that.
Watch Aladdin.
As he does this right in front of our very eyes.
He meets many characters on the way to help teach him this lesson of self-acceptance.
And many more.
Can you accept who you truly are?
Aladdin.
By Antoine Galland.
There you are!
They're after me. They're after you. Do you trust me?
Yes! Release him! By the order of the princess.
The princess! Princess Jasmine, I'm afraid I cannot.
I didn't even know his name.
She was the princess. I can't believe it. I'm a fool.
You're only a fool if you give up, boy.
Who are you?
A lowly prisoner like yourself. But together, perhaps we can be more.
I'm listening.
There is a cave boy. Treasures enough to impress even your princess.
You got hooked. Now he's here.
I can get what I want, and you can win the princess. Do we have a deal? Who disturbs my slumber?
It's I, Aladdin.
You may enter. Remember, boy, bring me the lamp. The rest of the treasure is yours.
Would you look at that? A handful of this would make me richer than the Sultan. Abu! Don't touch anything. We have to find the lamp first. A magic carpet. I guess your owner must have come looking for the lamp, huh? Happen to know where it is? You two wait here. Now, why would that old man want this old thing?
You have touched the forbidden treasure. You are doomed.
Abu, quickly, let's get out of here.
Throw me the lamp.
I can't hold on. Give me your hand.
Don't give me the lamp. It's all mine. With the power of this lamp, I will. Where is it?
We're trapped. That two-faced son of a jackal, or whoever it was, is long gone with the lamp. Abu, you little thief.
Oh, 10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck. Who are you?
Aladdin, but who are you?
Aladdin, nice to have you on the show.
I must have hit my head harder than I thought.
Yo, rock man, haven't seen you in a few millennia. Give me 5. You are a lot smaller than my last master. Either that, or I'm getting bigger.
Whoa, wait, I'm your master?
That's right. He can be taught. What would you wish of me?
You're gonna grant me any 3 wishes I want?
Rule number 1, I cannot kill anyone, so don't ask. Rule number 2, I can't make anyone fall in love with anyone else. And rule number 3, I cannot bring anyone back from the dead.
You mean limitations? Some all-powerful genie. I don't know, Boo. He probably can't even get us out of this cave.
Excuse me? Are you looking at me? Did you rub my lamp and all of a sudden you're walking out on me? I don't think so. You're getting your wish, so sit down.
Thank you for choosing the magic carpet for all your travel needs. You got out of the cave, 2 wishes left.
No, I never actually wished to get out of the cave. You did that on your own.
Well, boy.
So, 3 wishes. What would you wish for?
I guess freedom. To be free. What am I talking about? Come on, Genie, wake up and smell the hummus.
I'll set you free.
Right.
I give you my word. After I make my 2 wishes, I will set you free.
All right, let's make some magic. What is it that you want most?
Well, there's this girl.
I can't make anyone fall in love, remember?
Oh yeah, right. She's the princess. To even have a chance, I'd have to be... Hey, can you make me a prince?
Is that an official wish? Say the magic words.
Genie, I wish for you to make me a prince.
All right, let me see here. Alaskan king crab, Caesar salad. How to make a prince. We're talking big time. Stand back and give me some room. Prince Ali, mighty is he, Ali Ababa. Now, we've got a heavy mode of transportation. Monkey, get over here. What better way to make your grand entrance down the streets of Agrabah than riding in on your very own brand new elephant?
Boo, you look good.
All right, he's got the elephant. He's got the outfit. You are a star.
Your Majesty, I have journeyed from afar to seek your daughter's hand. Allow me to present myself. I am...
Prince Ali Ababa, of course.
I am no prize to be won.
Oh dear Prince Ali, just give her time to cool down.
Princess Jasmine,
Who's there?
it's me, Prince Ali Ababa.
Just leave me alone. Have we met before?
No.
You remind me of someone I met in the marketplace. No, it couldn't be.
Princess Jasmine, you're very beautiful.
Go jump off a balcony.
You're right. You aren't just some prize to be won. I'll go now.
No.
What?
How are you doing that?
It's a magic carpet. Do you want to go for a ride?
Is it safe?
Sure. Do you trust me?
What?
Do you trust me?
Yes.
A whole new
A
world
whole new world.
for you and me.
You are the boy from the market.
Jasmine, I'm sorry.
Who are you? Tell me the truth.
The truth? The truth is, sometimes I dress up as a commoner to escape the pressures of palace life.
Why didn't you just tell me?
Well, you know, it sounds a little strange.
Not that strange.
For the first time in my life, things are starting to go right.
I'm afraid you've blown out your welcome, Prince Abubu. Make sure he's never found.
Make a wish.
Genie, what would you say my life?
You gotta tell me. Good enough.
Jasmine, I have chosen a husband for you. You will marry Jafar.
Jafar ordered me to be killed. He's controlling you with this.
Jafar, you traitor!
This is not done yet, boy. Are you all right?
I am. Now,
My daughter has chosen a suitor. You will become Sultan.
Sultan?
Aladdin, you've just won the heart of the princess. What are you gonna do next? Your line is...
I'm gonna free the genie.
Genie, I can't. I'm not fit to be Sultan. I couldn't have done it without you. You did it.
No, it's fine. I understand. After all, you lied to everyone else. I was beginning to feel a little left out. Now, if you excuse me, master.
Fine. You just stay in there.
Ollie, will you come here?
Jasmine, I need to tell you something.
At last, the lamp, the genie, the power is mine.
I mean, if you're gonna apologize without even showing what you're at. Oh no. Is he not a little guy around here?
I am your master now.
I was afraid of that.
Grant me my first wish. I wish to be a sultan. I am Sultan.
Jafar!
Sultan Jafar to you, Prince Abubu. Or should we say, Aladdin? Bow before your sultan.
I will never bow to you.
I'll make you bow to me, genie. I wish to be the most powerful sorcerer in the world. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, humiliation. Genie, I know my final wish. I wish for Princess Jasmine to fall desperately in love with me.
Master, there are a few.
Do what
I order.
Jafar, I never realized how truly
being on earth.
Without the genie boy, you're nothing.
The genie has more power than you'll ever have.
Ow! Don't bring me into this!
Right. But not for long. Genie. I know my
Final wish.
I wish to be an all-powerful
Powerful genie.
All right, your wish is my command.
Yes, yes. The universe is an open book before me. Mine to command. What is happening?
You wanted to be a genie, you got it, and everything that goes with it.
Al, you little genius, you!
Jasmine, I'm sorry. I lied about being a prince.
I know why you did. But that stupid law.
It's no problem. Just say the word and I'll change it.
But Genie, it's my last wish. What about your freedom?
Hey, it's only an eternity of servitude. This is love. You won't find another girl like this for 1,000,000 years, and believe me, I've tried.
Jasmine, I love you. Genie, I wish for your freedom.
One bona fide prince pedigree coming. What?
Genie, you're free.
I'm free! I'm free! I'm gonna hit the road!
I will miss you, Genie.
Aw, I'll miss you too, pal. You'll always be a prince in my heart.
From this day forth, the princess should marry who she deems worthy.
I choose you, Aladdin.
So it goes, short and sweet. Things all worked out for the best. A happy end to the tale. Well, good night, worthy friend. Come back soon. Till another Arabian night.
A whole new world.